It's been a while that I've been doing this for this channel. Now, if you're new to this channel, I want to tell you a little bit about what we do in this channel. So the previous topic I was talking about fish tank, about how to set up a fish tank. And now today, if you are with me, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience on plants. So how do you care for plants? Now, what kind of plants? Now, all of you kept house plants, and one of the plants that I'm going to talk about today, it's a painted lady. So without further ado, here we go. If you can see this, I'm using two monitors, by the way, so I'm gonna constantly looking down a little bit. I hope you don't mind. So this is the painted lady. Let's see, this is how big it is. Look at my face with this plant. Enjoy the moment with this plant. How can you not love this? Look at that, it's beautiful, right? Of those exotic plants and rare plants, so-called, so to speak, this is one of the cheapest. Yes, one of the easiest and one of the cheapest. Unlike the Philodendron White Wizard or the really expensive Pink Princess, the overrated plants such as the White Princess as well. So I found these plants, this painted lady, it's really underrated. And I believe that you guys can really experience it and enjoy this. It's not difficult to find. I bought it in Singapore. So what I'm going to tell you is going to be in Singapore dollar. It's not much different as in US dollar, but in where I'm staying in Singapore, prices here are relatively cheap if you compare to the US or even in Thailand. I heard the prices of Monstera, well, that'd be a topic of another day. It's, my goodness, it's crazy. The prices shoot up, the demand is the supply. I bought this for, when I bought it, this was actually much smaller than this. Is about half the size of this plant. And I got it for $60, well over about a year now, almost a year. Or 6 months, sorry, I think almost 6 months or a year. 8 months, let's say, give and take. So 60 Sing dollar. I think if you want to, for US, it's maybe 40 US dollar. So it's not expensive for those who are looking for exotic. It can grow really huge, and I saw people kept outside with the pole. The plants are so huge, so big. So it's doable. You can keep them indoor and keep them outdoor. I keep them indoor, then I put them outdoor, and then I put them indoor again. So it's very adaptable. I can tell you this. So it's an adaptable plant to take care of. And I'll tell you a little bit about their growth habit. This is a climber, Philodendron, mainly they are climbing plants. So you probably need a pole for them. So they like to climb out very high. I think this one is like, because it's going towards the light, you can see that it is actually bending outwards towards the light. So it likes to grow climbing. It's a climbing plant, but the light requirement, it's, well, as long as you have a filtered light, I think it will be fine. Filtered light will be fine. Make sure it's not direct sunlight, just like any other house plant. They don't like to be scorched and you get burned. So filtered light is fine. I have grow light. I'll talk about that later on in the next episode. I want to tell you the different kind of lighting that I have in the house that you can actually use. But the one that I bought was actually called Soltech. It was recommended by what's her name again? Summer, yeah, Summer Rain. If you can check her channel out, she has great things about planting, how to grow outdoors and indoor. I love her channel, so that's why I bought. I bought from the US. It's mailed to me back to US, so it's a good light. I enjoy it. It's a great light. And then fertilizers. I fertilize this once every 3 months. They're not a heavy feeder in my experience. As long as you feed them some sort of a fertilizer, liquid fertilizer is fine. But if you are consistent with your fertilizers, they will grow pretty big. The leaves can really grow really big, especially those that I saw in outdoor. They grow really huge. And I have repotted these plants once. When I first bought it, it was actually much smaller than this. The diameter of this plant was much smaller, so I repotted it and since then it's been growing, you know. So my advice is you do not need to repot them once you get the plant. Make sure the plant is well established, and then maybe you wait about 6 months. Then you can see how they're growing, you see how the growth, then you can start to repot them. So take notes, if you are new to philodendron or aeroids in general, they need a very chunky mix of substrate. So I'm gonna talk about that again in the next episode of how we can actually, what kind of substrate you can use for these plants. So please stay tuned, subscribe, and I'm going to give you some really valuable information about what kind of substrate. And I think substrate is extremely important. Just imagine that you have a house and you're going to find the right condition for the house that's suitable for you. So I think substrate is one of the most requirement, one of the most important, because the roots is actually the main system of the plant. The roots are not well established, and I believe the plants are not going to do well. So make sure you have a good substrate. I'm going to go through that in the next episode. Alright, so now you know the basic care of this Philodendron Painted lady. And I must say it's beautiful, you know. I can look at this whole day. It can grow really huge, and you have this interesting, you can see that this is called the arrow roots right here. It will really grow, because this is how the growth pattern have for most philodendron. This is the arrow roots. I like the arrow roots. It gives kind of jungly vibe to the atmosphere. You can see one of them right here. So these are called the arrow roots. So now come to grow. I know you've been wondering how fast does these plants grow. It took me about, with the right condition, these plants can grow really fast within 2 or 3 months. So it has been giving out leaves, and for every month it has been giving out new leaves. In fact, this is the newest leaf you can see. Right, this is the newest leaf. It has given me out 2 leaves per month, provided the condition is right. So make sure you give them the right condition. Now, I wouldn't worry too much if they're not putting out leaves, because most of the time the plants, when you bought from from the nursery to home, they have to get used to the conditions. So they kind of like acclimatize with the environment that you're bringing them in. They're probably going through some shock period. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just give a few days, few months, okay, not days, but maybe give it a few months or 2. You can see that it will start to grow, the pattern will start to grow. Ease of care of these plants, very easy. It's a great beginner plant. If you are looking for what should I call it? If you're looking for rare plants to take care of, and you want some exotic looking plants other than your money plants, pothos, this is a great plants to start off. And the leaves are beautiful, and the stems are beautiful, reddish color, maroon color. Alright, so make sure no direct sunlight. Filtered light is the best. High humidity, make sure it's high humidity. Make sure that you moisten once in a while if it's in a dry period. So those who are, I'm living in Singapore, in a tropical country, so I'm blessed with climates that is pretty much humid the whole year round. So we have about 80-70% humidity here. So it's very high, but I still use the humidifier. I use because there are some days that it can be a bit dry here, especially you put indoor. Alright, so that's the topic that I'm covering it. I hope that you guys enjoy my little short introduction of these wonderful plants that you can take care of. So let me know what experiences that you want to hear from me that I'm really very happy to share. Alright guys, thank you for watching until the end. I want to see you guys, I hope to see you guys in the next episode, in the next series. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a like button. and it really helped me a lot to this channel. I have other channel that I'm doing, but this is one of my newer channel because my passion, my love is still, you know, nature and outdoor. I see you guys in the next episode.